All right, welcome to the Good Rookie Show. My name is Faheem.
And my name is Nelly J, y'all. And we are Good
That's right.
Rookies. What's going on, everybody? Happy Good Tuesday. Happy first Tuesday of 2024. And guess what? It's the Good Rookie Show.
Yep.
Yep. What's going on, y'all? As you know, we're your hosts coming to you from Toronto, Canada, the 6th. And guys, it's a whole new year, 2024. You know what I'm saying? Two tens and a two tens and a two for the four. How you want to say it? Just excited for the new year. New year is always something I think, Fahim, a lot of folks look forward to in regards to having a fresh start. I know there's a lot of news as to what could happen in 2024. But I just think, we got to be grateful that we made it to a new year. Because, I mean, a lot of people did not make it to, this time of year. So just big up yourself. Condolences to everyone we lost in 2023. I'm just really looking forward to a fresh 2024. And as you know, Fahim, I got to come to you with a little bit of trivia for you. Okay. Not really trivia, but something where we can kind of do a quick little, topic. So, right. I saw something on the score and I was like, man, this is something I hope, Fahim, a lot of people in the league who play this position, Fahim, can actually focus on. So 6 years ago, okay, so 6 years ago in December 2023, so let's say, this player, Fahim, had a stat line. And Fahim, I want you to guess who do you think this could be, okay? So 6 years ago, he was playing for the Pelicans at that time, okay? His stat line was 2 points, 7 rebounds, and 25 assists.
Oh, Rajon Rondo.
It's so the fact that you knew this so quickly, Fahim, it shows you that we really have point guards like him anymore. But what's your thoughts? Like, I look back, I'm like, wow, Rondo was really a guy that I don't think a lot of people really, admire. Like, we admire him now after the fact, but at the time, it's like he really was special. Really was special.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever get another Rajon Rondo? Like someone like him. We talk about the Steph Currys, the LeBrons, but a guard like him, like Chris Paul, those type of unique niche type players, do you think we'll ever get guards like that anymore coming up?
That's a really good point because Rondo, what makes him a little bit different than a lot of the guards that are going to go on to be Hall of Famers and well-known names are they did on the offensive end, and they're kind of known equally on the offensive and defensive end. Rondo, I think what he was missing on the offensive end, in regards to scoring, he made up for in regards to passing, right? And he was also a great lockdown defender also.
And IQ, he was smart.
Very super smart IQ. I didn't even know about his IQ until when he played with the Celtics. It was more the big three, Garnett, Pierce, and Allen, that were actually always speaking about how smart, and Doc Rivers actually, who was speaking about how smart Rajon Rondo. And as a player, like you'd see me as a fan, you'd watch Rondo and say, okay, he makes good decisions, he knows his role, etc. But I saw him call a game once. I can't remember where it was, but they had him calling a game and as like the guest commentary. And I was like, wow, this guy he is a very cerebral, like super smart guy. So to answer your question, yeah, like I don't know how often guys like Rondo come around who have specifics that they have in the game, and they do it at a high level. And him being really unselfish, and really what I liked also was he never forced anything. Like his 3-point shooting obviously was his biggest weakness. That's why even the term, Rondo range has come into effect, where people will step back and let you shoot the three, and the people say, oh, they give that guy Rondo range. He was not a great 3-point shooter. But whenever he did take a three, it was at the right time. If he's open, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, enough respect to Rajon Rondo. Really slept on in regards to that.
And I really hope a lot of folks who want to be point guards, a lot of guys who looking to be that role, they got to play like him, man. So big up to Rondo. Big up to you.
Nice. All right, so Nelly J, LeBron, he had I guess we'll call it a quote, where he was saying this week, why do players have to retire before going to the Hall of Fame? Coaches get in while still coaching, rightfully so. Wondering what's the difference though? End quote. I mean, that's a fair question to ask. Coaches do get in while they're still active. Why not players? Obviously, for context, LeBron would be asking this because the way he's playing, we know where he's going. He's going to Hall of Fame, and he's actively playing. So if you're LeBron, he's pretty much saying, "Why can't I get my flowers while I'm able to smell them on the court?" Nelly J, what do you think?
I mean, it's a fair question. I just think LeBron, that's not what LeBron's career is not the norm. Like he's an outlier in basketball, right? I think most players, you have to sit back and give them flowers after the fact. And here's why. When they had the NBA top 75, I felt there were three people that got in that was way too early. And I felt like it was a knee-jerk reaction based on what happened in recent years prior. Damian Lillard should not be top 75. AD should not be top 75. Dwight Howard got missed. Like, this is the things about like those players. Like, AD's career is not a top 75 player in regards to like leading the league in like certain stats, multiple awards, multiple championships. Like, people assumed he'd do that. He hasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking back, you're like, whoa, how's he top 75? Dwight Howard was better than him, or you know what I'm saying, before he did. Damian Lillard, love him, but he's a top 75. He's not. And I think like they got their award an assumption that they would be that, right? Shaq got his award early too, on the assumption, right? So I just think sometimes those assumptions can lead to like not being accurate. Like now, if you've won a couple of championships, final MVPs, DPOYs, then cool, but you kind of give someone an award because you think his career should go in that trajectory. And I think for me, I'm not mad at his comment. I just think that you have to have at least a 10, in my opinion, a 10-year stint minimum to be a Hall of Famer. You can be a Hall of Famer after 3, 4 years of playing basketball. Because if so, Luka would be in there and so would John Morant. You know what I'm saying? But or Tatum, you know what I'm saying, or Giannis. Like again, so again for me, I just think that that top 75 showed us what could happen if we jumped the gun too early on players. So and those players, even top 75, they weren't 10 years in yet, which is kind of hilarious in by that season. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
Nelly J, I do have a question though. That's just
yeah,
for clarification for me. So top 75, the top 75 weren't the Basketball Hall of Fame though. Isn't that
but
different?
but but but
Okay.
pretty much they are. They will be. Like if you're a top 75 player for him, you will be a Hall of Famer.
Right. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same thing to
Well,
me. If
you
you
know, you're right.
if they
Yeah.
listed you on that, you're definitely a Hall of Famer. That's them telling you, hey, you're gonna be a Hall of Famer, but some of y'all, we know you're not there yet, but we can tell based on your early career success.
Hmm.
There's no top
Right.
75
Yeah.
player that isn't a Hall of Famer unless they're active players. All the
Right.
guys,
And that,
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
Hmm.
Yeah. So for me, because they missed it in top 75, picking guys that really should not be there yet.
Hmm.
Again, you can add Kawhi later. You can add Dame later. You can add those guys all later, right? Just
Hmm.
add the guys who literally have retired and showed based on their career success that they're top 75. Even that
Right.
award, I think, should be given to guys who have retired. I don't think it should be given to active players. So again, that's what to me when it happens, you miss certain stars that I think
No,
have been
that's fair.
successful, right? So that's a concern I have. But I do think, nonetheless, if you want to add active players, cool. 10 years minimum. We got to see 10 years of success in your career as an NBA player, right?
Right.
To be top 75 or Hall of Famer,
Hmm.
period, right? Like you can be a Hall of Famer. And again, I get it. Some guys get hurt, cool. But you can get in then. Like if you're an active player, 10 years minimum, you're playing basketball. If
So
you
here,
if you leave before then, that's cool. Then you will get in after those 8 years, 7 years, and see how your full career goes. Right? I'm not saying there's an actual absolute rule. I'm just saying if you want to be an active player and be an HOF, then you have to have 10 years of something to
no, and
show.
that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so Kawhi was not a top 75, right?
He was. He
He
was.
was. Okay. I'm just trying to think who was on the fringe that didn't get in.
Dwight.
You
So I
mentioned Dwight.
remember
Okay,
there
you
was
went with Dwight. You meant Dwight Howard. Dwight
there was
Howard
a couple
wasn't there.
guys that they
Okay, we'll just go
mentioned. I
with
could
Dwight.
pull it
So
up.
no, that's fine. Dwight would be a good example. So Dwight Howard. Who do you think gets in first? Say AD for the rest of his career does not get another championship while being with LeBron, right? Um, he doesn't get, and
Mhm.
maybe in regards to accolades, he is maybe eligible for an NBA team. I think that's within reason to say he'll get an NBA team. But I'm just wondering, is
Yeah,
it
sorry.
possible?
Is it possible?
No, no, you go. Go ahead. I got it. Go ahead.
No, 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 you're saying if AD,
Okay.
right?
So yeah,
Mhm.
I was gonna say if is there a scenario where Dwight Howard, because remember when you go for the Hall of Fame, if you don't get first time, you get another time and another time. You
Mhm.
know, every time it comes available, right? Dwight Howard wasn't on a list. Do you think there's a possibility where Dwight Howard could get on a ballot and in before an example, a Dame or an AD of people who are part of this top 75, but not actually in the Hall of Fame yet? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, honestly, it was such a wide snub. So Alex English, Adrian Dentley,
uh,
those guys should be in top 75. Like,
right. Yeah,
period.
for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? If you want to add a Matumbo, you know what I'm saying? A Bernard King, like there are a lot of guys that did not get in. Tony
Right.
Parker, you know what I'm saying? Like there's guys that I think were notable that had success in their career, that had a full career, that was
Hmm.
impactful, that was like based on what that narrative is, you can bring them in, right? I'll even add Clay Thompson.
Uh-huh.
Like Clay to me at that time, even before he got injured, he was a top player. He literally won, he was pivotal in those championships. Like,
Right. Right.
you know what I'm saying? Now, Chris Bosh, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Yao Ming, I get that. Bob Lanier, like certain people, I get it. But to me, Adrian Dentley and Alex English were missed the first time.
Right.
So
So is
so for me, like because the top 75 was kind of like a popularity and who we like based on because AD and Damian Lillard, their career wasn't enough for me to say, yeah. They didn't have, you know what I'm saying? And their careers aren't so superb, especially AD, right? He's missed Faheem so much basketball, right? I think this year is his first time he's played all his games, right? So it just doesn't look good. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Whereas Dwight Howard, like the fact he got over Dwight Howard, that is really nasty work. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
So,
so at the end of the day, like I get what LeBron is saying for active player. I think it's only relative for the greats, like him, Steph Curry. They can get it right now, easily, right? Perfect. But what would that do? You know what I'm saying? Like that is just something. That's just one thing. That's two guys out of like 450 players that are playing in the league right now.
mhm.
So, but to me, I just think Anthony Davis got in way too early. Um, Especially since like he hasn't played full 82 games ever in his career. He's only had 75 games played in a season twice. Twice. And a lot of times 36 games, 40 games. Like no.
Okay,
No.
so
But
so to pull, hold on. So with LeBron, to his question, he's
mhm,
comparing coaching to players. So if coaches can get in while they're active, why can't players? On the way out of this,
mhm.
is he off? Like, what is the main
He
difference?
is off because a lot of the coaches have been coaching for like 30 years. Like
Uh-huh.
the coaches aren't getting in for him after 1 year of coaching. They're
Right,
coaching for such a long time. Like they've been
right, and they have a
coaching.
long resume. So,
They have
so
a
for you,
long resume. Like the ones who got in aren't coaches that coach just a 5 year in a college and then they got in.
mhm,
It's not even like that. And for him, the coaches are getting into for him. There were players too and coaches. They
right,
weren't just coaches by themselves. A lot of them who get in as their coaching, they
yeah,
were players. They played basketball in college, maybe played a couple years in NBA, and then had a great coaching career. They have probably like a 20-year resume of basketball under their
mhm,
belt. And so again, to LeBron's case, my thing is like, okay, fine, but have a 10-year career professionally, minimum.
right,
Play 10 years of basketball so we can say, okay, are you a Hall of Famer? And if not, and for him, some guys, they don't really peak. Remember, guys are coming into the league at 19. They don't peak till 29, 28 sometimes.
mhm,
So you're 28, being a Hall of Famer makes no sense, right? Like we knew LeBron was a Hall of Famer after his third, fourth year, but that's LeBron. Like
mhm,
how many guys can we say are like that great so early on and win? I was winning that early too. That's rare, man. Rare
mhm.
air. So I mean, LeBron, that comments for him, but no,
Yeah,
that doesn't really relate to like a lot of other people. So,
right. I guess
but I guess my
he's an
my concern
outlier.
again is that the top 75 they missed. They were some people were having snubbed the last 25 years. I just think that just to kind of keep it consistent, even for that list too. I'm the same energy. 10 years minimum. If you want to be a top 75 or top 100 player when that comes up, 10-year minimum professional career before you can get into those lists. Don't do it because, he's a friend of a friend of a friend, or he's a Laker player, or they just want a chip. Because I think 80 got him because they just won a championship in the bubble. And he got him the year after.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, not mad at that. Not mad at that. I think that that's a good point in regards to the time. But I think they should have some structure because the question is a valid question. But you're
It
right
is.
though. Maybe the difference is coaches are having there's a longer body of work than these players who were just on the fringe getting in. So, all
Yeah.
right. Mhm. All right. So LeBron being the outlier, I guess you can't just let LeBron and the Stephs and the ones for sure first ballot. You can't let them in and not let the others in, right? If you have to,
Mm.
it's like none of them get in or they all get in. And yeah, I'm with you. I think probably none of them. Let's keep it at 10 years and keep it moving. All right. Yeah, sounds good. Nelly J, let's go to for the culture.
For the culture, we like to highlight those for the culture. And today, this is a new year. So we want to give out that new energy. And I just think it's really, really cool that we're going to highlight Fahim athletes, right? Athletes, professional athletes. Because of you, we get to talk about you in front of you if you guys watch every week on our podcast and our show. So I think it's fitting for us to talk about the growth, right? Fahim, our very, very first, I mean, this is back in our very first podcast. We spoke about athletes and athletes becoming ownership, right? Athletes being able to own teams while playing. I remember Fahim, our first time we spoke about this, at the time, there were only a few athletes who actually had ownership stake while being an active player. I think Serena, you know what I mean, in a sport team. Now, though, the list is growing and I'm loving it. So, guys, for the culture, I want to list out a few of these athletes, guys, who own teams and they have stakes in these teams. Okay. I think it's beautiful. So, probably the top quarterback, Pat Mahomes, he's ownership stakes in 5 different sport teams. The 4 in, of course, KC itself. So MLS, MLB, you name it, right? We got LeBron James. We got Russell Wilson, Miles Garrett, Giannis owns some teams, y'all. James Harden, right? Naomi Osaka, Candace Parker owns a team now, 6 in a team. Aaron Rodgers, Milwaukee Bucks, part ownership there. I did not know that actually. Something that I just learned today. And of course, Hamilton, the F1 driver, he owns partially the Broncos. So the fact that these athletes for him are own stakes in ownership team, the list has grown. I didn't even know that Giannis was investing. I remember hearing like that he was doing things, but just the fact that Fahim, all these players I'm thinking right now, majority are basketball, right? Athletes, a lot of football, but Naomi Osaka, James Harden, KD, Pat Mahomes, LeBron, Russell Wilson, Miles Garrett, right? Anthony Hamilton, Candace Parker, Giannis, Aaron Rodgers. These are all athletes for him that are top of their leagues, right? They've all won something, right? They're all champions except for Harden. Sorry, Harden, you're the only one championship. But the fact that they're all while playing for him, they understand the assignment. The assignment is to be a part of ownership. That's the only way we're going to develop as a community within the sports that we're actually successful in, but also be invested in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Fahim, what's your thoughts on the fact that these athletes are owning teams? All the teams that they're owning are pretty much in areas that they actually play in or they live in, right? Which I think is really dope. So give me your thoughts, Fahim.
Yeah, so I'd probably say the biggest thing with this list I see is just the diversity, um, not just in regards to the player diversity, but the sport diversity. We're going
Yes.
like LeBron, he owns uh, or ownership in the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's a hockey team, you
Yep.
know. It seems very popular was his NWSL, the Women's National Soccer League, that has representation from Let's see here. Let's see the list. James Harden,
Mm-hmm.
the Houston Dash, he owns a
Houston
team.
Dash. Yep.
Naomi Osaka owns a team with the Courage.
Mm-hmm.
KD owns a team with the Gotham NY Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So I guess those are the three that own those. Um, Down to pickleball.
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Durant,
Katie's
he
in
owns the
pickleball
the
too.
Brooklyn
Yeah.
Aces. That's
Brooklyn
a
Aces, the
pickleball team,
pickleball.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, I think we're going from hockey and pickleball. These are all sports that none of these guys are involved in, right? Ranging to the let's see, oh, sorry, that's the other one I was looking for.
Yeah, but
The
even
Kenneth
Miles
Parker.
Garrett has the Miles Garrett also has the Texas Rangers. They're a pickleball team as well.
Did not know that pickleball. There you go. Okay, so there's two
Yeah.
pickleball. Okay, there you go. So yeah, so just a range of different sports that these guys are getting involved in their ownership. I think it's great. You'd kind of expect, okay, well, if LeBron is going to own a team, it's going to, well, actually, with the new collective bargaining agreement, he can do that also. They own have
Mm-hmm.
ownership in other teams, but yeah,
Oh,
that's
sorry
what
for
I
him to
think.
correct myself. The
Mm.
Pat Mahomes and Naomi Osaka, they both are have ownership stakes in the Miami Pickleball Club team as well.
Oh, I
So
did not know that.
also
Okay.
pickleball. Yeah.
So see, there we go. So now we have four of these. Imagine this. We have different athletes with four of them involved in pickleball, which is
Yeah.
one of the fastest growing sports, believe it or not. If anyone's not up on pickleball, it's probably been growing as of the last maybe 3 years, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get professional athletes wanting to invest in a young league like this, it's definitely going places. Pickleball is like maybe it's a smaller version of tennis. Um, yeah, I've watched it a
Yeah.
few
And
times.
then
Not
even
bad.
Candace Parker, her team is also a team in the
And the that's the women's soccer league,
women's
right? Yeah.
soccer league. Yeah.
Right.
So just a
Hmm.
variety, man.
That's
And they're
right.
doing it while playing. Like, I think
Right.
that's so notable. We talk about entrepreneurs who own teams, but I just think it's just so fitting for us to start the year talking about athletes owning it.
Right.
And it's like while you make that money, you can put investment into sport teams. That's your life, right? So
Hmm.
start it early, start it now. And I think, yes, all these guys are top athletes, they're top of their game, but having an ownership stake, you know what I mean, and working towards that, I think that's important, especially in sports. So
Hmm. And actually, circling us back to our original topic, which was LeBron, who was saying, why can't active players get into the Hall of Fame? Let's see that active players can get involved with business,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So shout out to these active players that are not waiting for post-career to do something. While they're actively playing, looking to make a difference and get involved with things at the ground level. So I think that's awesome.
Awesome. Congrats, y'all. Big up Pat Mahomes, LeBron, Russell Wilson, Miles Garrett, Kevin Durant, Naomi Osaka, Harden, Giannis, A-Rod, A-Rod,
Lewis
Candace
Hamilton.
Parker. No, but big up to all these guys for actually, get being involved. Especially Lewis Hamilton. Like that man is
Woo!
from Grenada. You know what I'm saying? And he is literally top of his sport, Caribbean roots. And yeah, like he's also in this ownership, this conversation with the Broncos, which I think was a big one that he did this upcoming year, this past year. So big up to y'all.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, Nelly J. Let's close this out with our last topic, which is that's absurd.
That's absurd. Fahim, girl, what was absurd this week? What was absurd?
I'm gonna go with a dual absurd. Two people or two absurds wrapped in
Mm,
one. First
okay.
of all, the Detroit Pistons, they have been eliminated from playoff contention. And
Damn.
this was in the last week of December. Regardless of how much wins they get for the rest of the season, they cannot get in the playoffs. That's how much
The,
losses they racked up.
the fastest tanking of history.
Right. So
Mercy.
that's where I was going with the original. Well, that's completely absurd for you in December to be eliminated. Absurd. Fine. Um, I think I might have to take that back and hand it to the Toronto Raptors.
Absurd.
After 28 straight losses, the Raptors went into Detroit and gave Detroit their first win in 29 games. You
Hmm.
don't want to be that team that go down to history.
No.
That's
But
the
Raptors
Raptors.
are always a part of that history.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I know, Fahim. Honestly, watching the game, I was annoyed the first 3 quarters because of the lack. I felt some players didn't step up, right? I felt like Scotty, certain guys, like especially Scotty, man. Like I felt like I to be like you are now one of the leaders of this team, and I felt like he has to lead the way, lead by example. And I felt that he didn't step up, and just how we lost, even though we fought, man, they fought their butt off. Like the Raptors came back in that fourth quarter and fought, but I just think it was just too late. You can't procrastinate when a team like that needs to win. You know what I'm saying? They must win. And you're like, okay, let's just get, you can't do that. So, I mean, Toronto Raptors, absurd. Okay, y'all got embarrassed. And Detroit, absurd for being eliminated already. Absurd. Oh my gosh. That's rough. It's just awful, man. Like, I just think like at this point, we just have a problem in Toronto. Hello, system. Hello, system. There's a problem here. But nah, big up to Detroit, man. They got their win before the New Year's. They're gonna have a happy New Year's Eve with the win. And honestly, Fahim, I was happy for Detroit. As a Raptor fan, even though I was upset that we did not play well, we lost to them. I'm happy that they came back and played with heart. But Detroit really, Fahim, that loss against Boston, I knew they're gonna come out hard, man. Like that was a tough loss I saw. So yeah, absurd. Two absurds today, boy, to start off the new year.
Right. So I'm happy for Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. A win had to come eventually, and it's kind of fitting. I even part of my prediction coming into the game was Detroit's going to get the first win against the Raptors. I just tie it back to the Kobe 81. History hasn't really favored us in regards to things like this. So I felt it's kind of fitting that when you think of the Kobe game and it was like the Raptors, and that's something that's always tied with us the whole time of being clowned on defensive end. I just seen it just feels fitting, not to televised game. Raptors take the
Wow.
loss, and Raptors didn't deserve to win. I felt if anyone who watched the game, I didn't think we deserved
Yeah,
to win.
I agree.
So
But
um
Fahim, OG wasn't there, and we did a trade
yeah,
that day. And everyone was so listen, man, listen, like, guys. I am not that fan. Like, if
no.
you want to get empathy out of me, listen. I know these guys are humans, but no, like I don't care if we traded half our team. Okay, we should have still came out there and played hard. Who's ever on the floor, just hoop, like just hoop. It's that simple, right? If you're not in the mood to hoop, take a rest day. I'd rather you take a day off than you coming on the court looking like that. Period. And like even in our lives, Fahim, we can't just wake up and say, "Oh, I don't feel like doing what I have to do." No, we're paid. Like we have jobs. Like so, we're guys. We all have this, and I get it. That people were like, shocked, but now you got to step up. You got to step up. So I think Detroit stepped up. I think they played their butts off, especially in the fourth quarter. It was back and forth. They hit their free throws at the end. We didn't. To your point, Fahim, it's just absurd. And I'm just very, like you said, Raptors didn't deserve to win that game. Did not. Detroit played their butts off. Like they wanted this W.
Yeah.
And that's why, yeah, Raptors, we're just in a situation where we just got to rebuild again, retool.
hmm I just don't know how long it's going to take for another team to go 28 games without a win. Like that's an exceptionally long time.
Yeah.
Um, I would go if it take an over and under 5 years. You think of 5 years? I think it's going to go over 5 years.
Over that.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
I think Detroit tells you about a team that listen, those who want to blow up everything. Detroit blew it up so many times. Look what happens. So blowing it
Mhm.
up doesn't mean anything. Getting all these draft picks doesn't mean anything either.
Right.
So that argument should be dead. But yeah, I agree. I think it's unique. They lost a lot of their vets on there. They had guys that just want to get out, and they have to just create a culture where people want to stay and play there,
hmm
right? And if I was Detroit, I would go after international players. I really
hmm
would. I'd actually
Yeah.
would go after a couple international like top athlete players because I feel like the mid markets for him that do that, they find better success by having some of the players that aren't going to be like, oh, I don't want to be in the city. You know what I mean? Like it's a formula there a little bit. Like we're
But
seeing it
then we
with
say,
Dallas, we're seeing it with OKC. Like all those teams have a lot of international players we spoke about the last time. They have like 8. Like they have the most international players, Dallas and OKC. And
Mhm.
they're also in a similar market space like Detroit, where it's not really a big market. It's a mid market. Minnesota got, they got Gobert. Ant-Man. Like they're building something with so many international stars. Milwaukee, Giannis. Not ever can go to New York. Not ever can go to LA. Not ever go to Miami. Those are the
Right.
teams that everyone wants to go to. So maybe you gotta just mix and match a little bit, right? But yeah, Detroit, I think, is just really unfortunate. I feel bad for that front office. It must be really depressing going to work after 28 losses.
Yeah.
2 months, almost full months of losing. That's rough.
Right. So on the way out, Nelly J, Kate Cunningham, they're saying he might be the first rookie to not sign a rookie extension with the team that drafted him. Uh, I ha- I happen to think he's going to. I know everything's leaning toward, well, why would he sign in Detroit after this? But what do you think on the way out? Do you think he resigns there in Detroit
I don't
with
know.
yeah, really?
It depends on how much he believes in Monty Williams and how much he believes in that coaching staff or
Well,
ownership. You know what I mean? Like sometimes optics is more worth more money than money. You know what
so
I'm
what
saying? Like
what
I,
I've
I
been
really
seeing,
don't know yet.
what
Hmm.
I've been seeing during the losing streak was he's taking it on the chin like a champ, actually. Like
He
he's
is.
really super for somebody as young and promising. He's really saying and acting in the right way. So that's
I
what makes me
agree.
think like this guy might have a little maturity to him that maybe he might have that loyalty to say, you know what, we started from the bottom and let's build something because at every time he has a mic, he's saying the right things. And you could tell when people just say things, you get a feeling like, no, he understands the process. So,
Yeah. He's
I
also a
mean,
dog on the court, man. Like, to be
mhm.
honest, he's the best player in that draft class.
Ooh,
He was.
ooh,
He is. Like, I
ooh.
think you go back.
Scotty's really okay. This might
Yes, he's
change.
the best player in
Okay.
draft class. There's no,
Hmm.
I've no, he really is. Like,
Okay.
he's playing on such a terrible team. You put him on like a better team,
Hmm.
this guy was dropping 40 points a night. Like yes, he may not have been the best team, but legit, his motor to score, his motor to attack the rim, his hunger to just always be at it. Faheem, some of these guys I watch, literally, they have it on and off every other game. Hate is always on. That's hard to find. Like, how many players do you know literally has it like that every single night? They were losing, but he was literally fighting every night by himself sometimes, fighting. They lost Duran, they lost a couple guys. Bojan just came back a few weeks ago. Remember, he was gone for a couple months, right? And he's pivotal. The man can shoot, like, but he was fighting for that team every night. I feel like other guys in that draft class wouldn't have done what he did. I don't think so. But I think you go back to that draft pick number one, you like Kate Cunningham to me was the best player in that draft class. To be honest, there's no doubt in my mind. Even
Yeah, I don't.
even the fact that and he could have won Rookie of the Year if he was healthy. He lost. You know what I'm saying? Because he was
Right,
actually leading more than Scotty Barnes that year. If he was
right.
healthy all year, he would have won Rookie of the Year too. So then the day, like he's just someone that I think we have to respect, and I think any team would really like him because he can get a bucket. You put a couple of really elite defenders, a really good center, right? A good bench. Like that's he's solid. So if I'm Pistons, I definitely want to keep him. But to your question, will he sign? I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
All
I'm
right.
not sure.
We'll see. All right. Nelly J, let's put this episode in the books.
Y'all, that was the Good Rookie Show. So y'all, first of all, as you know, this is our shout out time. And for the shout outs, I think I had something to shout out, but I'd rather it's a new year. I'm gonna be really cheesy, y'all. I just want to wish y'all a happy new year, a happy 2024. I really want everyone just to have an open mind and start a new year fresh. Forget all the trash, all the negativity in 2023 and really give yourself a chance, right? Really push for whatever goal you have, whatever vision you want of yourself this year. Envision it, create a vision board and believe in it. Like whatever that is. And don't give up on it either. Don't say, "Oh, maybe." No excuses to 2024. Go get it. Go after it. Like I just think, Faheem, this is a year of I think 2023 was a year of enlightenment. I think 2024 should be a year of execution, like legit, just getting things done. And so I wish everyone a wonderful new year with your friends, with your family. Please be safe. 2024, we don't know what's going to happen. We're hearing inflation, recessions, people are losing their jobs. I mean, a lot of unknowns happening right now. But that also means it's also ways for us to like actually have new goals, right? And a whole new perspective. So big up yourself, all the good rookies family out there. We had a historic year in terms of like people listening, watching, supporting us. Like we've met so many people on this good rookies journey, and thank you for really every week listening, showing love, commenting on YouTube, reaching out, commenting on Spotify, giving us your feedback. Like all those things, guys, we don't go unnoticed. Every retweet, every like, trust me, we see everything, and we want to let y'all know that we truly appreciate your support. Like it does not go unnoticed. So that's my shout out. I know it's kind of long, but you got it.
No, I can't follow that. Awesome.
If you can.
No, special shout out to all the listeners. Also special shout out to Nelly J. That's a great take you had there in regards to about execution this year. It's true. We've done every week, every Tuesday for
176
straight, right? So now we're going into 2024. So we're well over 2 years, just continuously doing this every week. So a special shout out to you, kind of being the engine to keep us going with this every week.
Faheem, we're 3 years, by the way.
3. Huh?
176 every week, 52 weeks in a year. We're at 176 Tuesday.
3 years?
Yeah.
Are we okay? I don't know. Are we? We're over 3 years. We're over 3 years.
Yeah, we're over 3 years now. We started in 2020. Good Rookie was founded in the bubble year, August.
Wow.
That was our first Good Rookie show. It's been 3 years for him.
3 years every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, straight up, no chaser. Look at your face.
All right. Wow, that's crazy. All right. So special shout out to Nelly J, definitely.
And to Faheem, y'all. Trust me, he had babies. He's a father, has his own business. He has a job. Like this guy literally does so much. Like Raptors, like live TV, like Faheem, man. I don't know how you do it. But you find ways. I appreciate you, man. You find ways to keep Good Rookies going by your dedication. Because a lot of people probably would be able to do this with having newborns and having like both your children were born while we were doing recording or recorded. Guys, he literally had a baby and would record that week, man. That's dedication for him. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Big up to your wife, too. Big up to I, because without I don't think we'll get this done either. So shout out to her, our third Good Rookies co-host. She don't know this yet, but
right.
Man, without her, we wouldn't be able to record every week. So big up to I for always making sure, the kiddies are good while we record. Like, it's just a teamwork, it's a family work here. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, man. Big up to I.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to I. All right, on that note, let's go ahead and close it out. 2023 is closed, 2024, and we got things coming. So appreciate you still rocking with us. And
cheers. We'll cheer it up. Yeah, let's cheer it up, guys. So first of all, big up to Melon and Martha who made us these mugs. Okay, they look lit. Big up to Melon and Martha, my homegirl Shanti. Anyways, so I'm gonna do a cheers. So cheers to 2024. Cheers to prosperity. Cheers to love. Cheers to goals being met, right? And cheers to just health. Like, cheers to health. How about you, Faheem? What's your cheers?
Cheers to execution. Cheers to health. And cheers to love.
Oh, love it.
Love. Let's go ahead and put this episode in the books.
Y'all, that was the Good Rookie Show. If you had a good time and enjoyed yourself, please like and subscribe and tell 2 friends. Faheem.
We're on all platforms if you're looking for us. You know what it is. It's a Good Rookie Show.
And we out. Peace. Let's cheers. Woo!